Let's count down 15 one-hit wonders from 1974. These weren't just songs, they were neon dreams echoing through smoky jukeboxes and AM static.
Look at that, look at that. And he ain't wearing no clothes. Oh, yes, they call him the street.
And the final track, it was banned in 3 cities and still went gold.
Everybody's free.
Number 15, My Girl Bill by Jim Stafford.
Songwriter, a raconteur, and he's hosted several national television shows. Would you welcome Mr. Jim Stafford? Jim?
You probably remember Jim Stafford's name for novelty, but this one, it was pure, clever subversion. My Girl Bill teased and twisted expectations, skating the line between humor and heartbreak in a way that made America do a double take. It climbed to number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stirred controversy.
My girl Bill, my girl Bill.
For its suggestive title, only to reveal in the last line a classic misdirection. In a year dominated by disco's rise, this country pop ballad stood out for how sly and sharp it was. Stafford would fade from the charts soon after, but this track left behind a wink and a smirk in 1974's memory.
And then later on, I recorded the thing, and it became a big pop record back in the mid-'70s.
But up next, a harmony so lush it could have been a Beach Boys hit, but wasn't. Number 14, Beach Baby by The First Class.
Do you remember back in old LA? Oh, when everybody drove a Chevrolet. Oh.
Beach Baby hit like a sugar rush, sunshine-soaked and soaring, and unmistakably nostalgic. Released by British studio project The First Class, it was a retro love letter to 1960s.
Everybody's free.
California surf rock, delivered with British charm and full orchestration. It shot up to number 4 on the U.S. charts and gave listeners a final taste of summer as glam and soul began to take over the airwaves.
Beach baby, there on the sand from July to the end of September.
The band never charted again, but this track plays like a time capsule, a pristine echo of youth, freedom, and transistor radios. Next up, a protest anthem disguised as pop and hit harder than anyone expected. Number 13, Billy Don't Be a Hero by Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods.
Top 10 for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's called Billy Don't Be a Hero, Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods.
If you've ever stood still during this one, you weren't listening. Billy Don't Be a Hero was wrapped in marching drums and bubblegum pop, but underneath a heavy anti-war message that struck nerves in post-Vietnam America.
Billy, don't be a hero, come back and make me your wife.
It soared to number 1, even as critics called it explosive, but for fans it was unforgettable. A tragic tale wrapped in an upbeat melody, making the heartbreak even sharper. Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods would never find this level of success again, but Billy's story still haunts every verse and inspired a generation of misfits and dreamers. But next, we bring it back to the soft glow of a love song, written like a poem, and I'll write you a poem if you hit the subscribe button right now. Number 12, Life is a Rock, but the Radio Rolled Me by Reunion.
Once you've heard high-fidelity reproduction, you'll be hard to satisfy with anything less.
This one was chaos, beautiful, rhythmic, rapid-fire chaos. Life is a Rock, but the Radio Rolled Me is less a song and more a sonic sprint through pop culture references. Fast enough to leave you dizzy. Released by studio band Reunion, it barely gave you time to breathe. But somehow that speed, that scattershot homage to radio's golden age, made it magnetic. It hit number 8 and burned out just as fast. One minute you're grooving, the next you're wondering what just hit you. Coming up, a ghostly ballad that was more than just a tribute, it was a resurrection. Number 11, Rock and Roll Heaven by the Righteous Brothers.
Remember a song called Rock and Roll Heaven? It was recorded several years ago by the Righteous Brothers. Now, Bill Medley and Bobby Hatfield are pursuing their individual careers, but we asked them if they'd get together tonight just one more time to pay tribute to the rock and roll immortals. Ladies and gentlemen, the Righteous Brothers.
You might know them from Unchained Melody, but this comeback track came from another world entirely. Rock and Roll Heaven wasn't just a hit, it was a eulogy set to music after years away from the spotlight.
If you believe in forever.
The Righteous Brothers returned in 1974 with a tribute to fallen legends like Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Jim Morrison. The concept struck a raw nerve with fans still grieving.
They gave us rainbows. Janice took a piece of our heart.
Those losses. It peaked at number 3 and felt more like a ceremony than a single, a one-hit return that became a lasting farewell. But next, a glam rock slow burn that feels like it came from deep space. Number 10, Rock On by David Essex. Rock On wasn't just a song, it was a mood. Sparse, echoing, and hypnotic, David Essex created a glam rock anthem that sounded like it drifted in from another planet. The bass line crawled, the lyrics whispered, and the vibe pure atmosphere.
Shake on the movie screen, Jimmy Dean. Jimmy Dean. Oh, rock on.
It hit number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100, and its haunting tone made it stand out. In a year full of flashy pop and disco, Essex would find more fame in the UK, but in the US, this was his strange, unforgettable moment in the fog. Next up, a transatlantic smash fueled by fiction and fired in Chicago. Number 9, The Night Chicago Died by Paper Lace.
Well, those are all in the future, but now a name from the past, from 1974 to be precise. That was when the Nottingham group Paper Lace.
You couldn't escape this one. It had drama, it had gangsters, and it had just enough inaccuracy to get Chicagoans rolling their eyes.
When a man named Al Capone tried to make that town his own.
British band Paper Lace imagined a Wild West shootout between Al Capone's men and the police, and it turned into a chart-topping fantasy. The Night Chicago Died hit number 1 in the U.S., even as locals pointed out the historical stretch.
Lord, I heard my mama cry. I heard her pray the night Chicago died.
Still, it was storytelling gold, cinematic, high stakes, and loud. Paper Lace never repeated the feat, but this one played like a movie inside your radio. Coming up, a Saturday night that never really ended. Number 8, Dancin' on a Saturday Night by Barry Blue. If you've ever felt the electric pulse of a Friday fading into neon, this song was your anthem. Dancin' on a Saturday Night by Barry Blue was bubblegum glam at its finest, pure energy.
Dance, dance the night away. Gee, baby, she.
Glitter stomp beats and a chorus that begged for platform shoes. While it didn't crack the top U.S. charts, it was a UK smash and earned cult status in American discos. Barry Blue would go on to write hits for others, but this was his dance floor legacy. Loud, catchy, and impossible not to move to.
You wanna hold her tight, dancing on a Saturday night.
Next, a song that sprinted naked through suburbia and took the charts with it. Number 7, The Streak by Ray Stevens.
Look at that, look at that. Oh, yes, they call him the Streak.
Don't look at though. You couldn't go anywhere in 1974 without hearing that line. The Streak by Ray Stevens was a novelty masterpiece, poking fun at the short-lived but very real streaking craze of the early 70s.
Well, yes, they call him the street. Likes to turn.
It hit number 1 and captured a bizarre cultural moment with pinpoint comedic timing. Stevens was already known for his musical humor, but this was lightning in a bottle, fast, funny, and unforgettable, and for a moment everyone was in on the joke.
Well, yes, they call him the street. Whoa, here he comes again. Fastest thing, who's that with me?
Up next, a ballad so personal it felt like a handwritten letter. Number 6, Please Come to Boston by Dave Loggins.
Come to Boston for the springtime.
Soft, aching, and lonely, this one crept into your chest and never quite left. Please Come to Boston by Dave Loggins was a quiet masterpiece, climbing to number 5 on the charts with his tale of a wandering soul begging for love and place. Each verse felt like a new city, a new promise, a new heartbreak. It became an anthem for dreamers, drifters, and romantics too tired to settle.
Sitting around and boy, why don't you settle down? Boston ain't your...
Loggins didn't stick around the pop scene, but this track carved out a home in countless hearts. But what comes next? A weed anthem that somehow made it onto radio playlists. Number 5, Wildwood Weed by Jim Stafford.
This is the story of the Wildwood Flower. Now, the Wildwood Flower is an old country classic that's gained a whole new popularity. The song isn't any more popular, but the flower's doing real good. So here's the story.
Yeah, that Jim Stafford again, but with a track so offbeat it deserves its own spotlight. Wildwood Weed was a deadpan country folk ode to marijuana, veiled just enough in humor and twang to sneak onto the radio. It peaked at number 7, even as stations debated its thinly disguised subject matter. Stafford's straight-faced delivery made it all the more hilarious and sneakily rebellious.
The Wildwood Flower grew wild on the farm, and we never knowed what it was called.
In a time when counterculture was being polished for prime time, this was a wink and a nudge anthem that somehow made it to the dinner table. Up next, a vocal powerhouse that could blow the roof off any stage, and only did it once. Number 4, I've Got the Music in Me by the Kiki D Band. Kiki D didn't just sing this song, she owned it. With a voice that could shake a skyline and a band that delivered pure funk rock precision, I've Got the Music in Me became a soul-laced power anthem.
I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got the music.
It only reached number 12 in the U.S., but its impact echoed far beyond the charts. Fierce, feminine, and full of fire, it told you exactly where Kiki stood, center stage, commanding the moment. She'd later duet with Elton John, but this was her solo triumph. Coming up, a gentle storm of lyrics and longing, penned like a confession and sung like a lullaby. Number 3, Haven't Got Time for the Pain by Carly Simon.
Haven't got room for the pain.
Not every hit screams, some whisper, then cut deep. Haven't Got Time for the Pain was Carly Simon at her most composed and complex, weaving heartbreak and survival into a silky soft rock gem.
Anymore, 'cause I haven't got time for the pain.
It climbed to number 14, but lived much longer in emotional memory. It wasn't about love lost. It was about choosing peace over pain, setting boundaries with melody. Simon would go on to bigger hits, but this one felt almost too intimate to be massive. A soft rock revolution in 3 minutes. Next, a tear-soaked farewell that was both mocked and mourned and sold millions. Number 2, Seasons in the Sun by Terry Jacks.
Learned of love and ABC, and skinned our hearts and skinned our needs.
You either cried or cringed, maybe both. Seasons in the Sun by Terry Jacks was a chart juggernaut, number 1 in the US, Canada, and beyond, but it split listeners down the middle. Adapted from a French ballad, it was a final letter from a dying man.
All the birds are singing in the sky.
Delivered in a soft, almost childlike tones. Some called it too sentimental. Others heard their own grief in it. Either way, it struck a global chord, becoming one of the best-selling singles of the decade. Jacks never returned to the spotlight, but this track, it became a farewell that the whole world heard.
We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
And finally, the last song on our list wasn't just a hit, it was a pop explosion that came with a wild scream and a wilder hook. Number 1, Hooked on a Feeling by Blue Swede.
Ooga, 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 chaka, ooga, 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 chaka, ooga, ooga.
Ooga chaka. You knew it before the words, that primal chant, that pulsing beat, that sudden rush of joy. Blue Swede's Hooked on a Feeling took a 1968 B.J. Thomas love song, gave it a Viking roar, and sent it soaring to number 1 in 1974.
You're in love with me. I said I'm hooked on a feeling.
For a moment, the world was united in chant. It was strange, explosive, and totally unforgettable. Blue Swede never managed another U.S. hit, but this track lived on through commercials, movies, even Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm high on believing.
One-hit wonder? Maybe, but what a hit it was. If you found this deep dive memorable, hit like and subscribe so we can keep the music alive. These weren't just tracks, they were sonic postcards from 1974, forgotten only by time, never by heart. Which of these songs hit you the hardest or surprised you the most? Next up, we're diving into 1974, where the ghosts of glam and folk clashed on every stage. You won't believe what made the list. Click the video on screen now to keep this journey going. Some legends fade, others hide in plain sight.